Well, Robert invited me to come here and talk to you about Samhain or Samhain or however it is that he pronounces it. And there is a word for that because I've read it, 1,000 different times, many different books, but I call this particular holiday Halloween, okay? It's interesting because Halloween is one of the most misunderstood holidays in the year, and it's sort of devolved into being this night when we go out, we do crazy things and get into the macabre and go out and solicit candy from our neighbors. But the truth about this holiday is it's a totally female thing, and it's exactly the opposite on the wheel of the year from the pagan cross quarter that we call Beltane. So everything that got fertilized on the eve of Beltane, which is the night that happens between April 30th and the 1st of May, okay, has come full circle and is now ready to enter into this portal of darkness that's going to carry us through to the winter solstice. In the next 51 days, we're going to be spending all of that time in the shadow aspect of our consciousness and of this reality, connecting with whatever it is that stands in the way of our true and total purpose. And this happens individually at the personal level. It also happens collectively. So this period of time that we're moving through is important because the world is in a crisis right now where we're all facing the dark side of things. Lots of stuff coming to a head in the outer reality right now. But personally for us all, okay, there is this, our own darkness and the things that prevent us from, really stepping out and entering into our lives and being fully and completely who we are. All the darkness that prevents us from accessing that in the form of our primary wounds, in the form of whatever it is that happened to us once we got here, in the form of all the things that happened to us in previous lifetimes. We're purging all of it right now because it's time to get front and center. The reason Halloween is important, and nobody ever addresses this, it's really interesting. Halloween night is, it's the night before the Day of the Dead, and the ancestors are coming through in full force, and the invisible realms are what it's all about. Okay, but the truth about Halloween night is it is the new year, and on this night the purpose of the costume is to dress as the embodiment of who you would like to be in the coming year. So what I find interesting about this holiday is that it becomes very important to decide who you want to be, because you will act that out in the coming year. It's funny, I was having a conversation with my daughter Julia. I was visiting her about a week ago, and we were talking about the Halloween thing and the costume thing, and I just said, well, just for the record, what happened to you the year you dressed up as a cactus? Okay? And she looked at me and she thought for a minute because she didn't really know what to say. She looked at me and she said, well, I made a ton of money. Okay, and I looked back at her and I said, well, that's probably good because if you're a cactus, you need money. All right, so there's this whole thing. Now, I always dress up as a witch on Halloween because that's all I've ever wanted to be, and that's who I am. As far as you guys are concerned, you just make it up. I do a lot of spells on this night, but it's not important, okay, to worry about whether you're following any particular method or prescription for that. My sense is on Halloween, everybody is directly connected to whatever their purpose is, and so your whole day can be a spell on Halloween. The other thing that I know about it is it's a totally feminine holiday that's completely connected to the constellation, the Pleiades, all right? And that section of the solar system, okay, is sitting directly above the Bermuda Triangle on Halloween night. Now what that suggests is that these cross quarters were never chosen sort of like for no reason whatsoever. There are points in the grid that get stimulated by very specific energies on this night. And so if you have any connection to the Pleiades, it's a really perfect time to invoke that. Also, too, you see this geometrical figure that I'm holding in my hand that's all held together with these symbols of the pentagram or the pentacle. Okay, this is the female icosahedron. Okay, the sacredness of this geometric form is pretty intense, but it holds all the space in the world for the things that are happening tonight. And yeah, I encourage all of you to think about who you want to be when you grow up, and maybe who you need to be next year to be one of the ones that we've been waiting for. Because all of us are here right now, not just for ourselves, but to throw something into the greater whole and bring what we can to the possibility of really changing the world with consciousness and love.